like snare hits primarily like on the 3.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the rest of it happens on like kick and hi-hat and then just playing around. So it's like this continuing like drum solo but not being a drum solo. And he sort of...
Right.
But he blasts right back into 4 on the floor. And
Right,
just
right.
makes it totally rocking.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. And
the
it's
70s...
crisp.
Would you agree with me that the 70s when like the big drum sound started really happening? It's like the birth of the big drum sound.
Yeah.
It was right in the 70s, probably early 70s with, things like Deep Purple.
I think you could start to hear the room at that point.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of dry.
Yeah, that's when more and more studios, with the 8-track and all that stuff, they started using it to record drums only and then with room mic shit. And now you got, 32 bazillion tracks. You can individually mic each thing up and bottom, top and bottom, left and right, and all this shit. And you have so much going into it. But back then, man, that was a big drum sound they got with a maximum of 8 microphones. Nowadays, shit, 8. I use 8 microphones on the snare drum. Fuck.
8 microphones and God knows what. I mean, we battled with this, like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
When it's like, everything got Pro Tools to hell and
everything.
And hence, I think we'll probably go off track and we'll probably talk about an hour on this, about how talent level went down with the musicians and all that.
Auto-tune and all that. Anyway, my number 9, Carlton Barrett from Bob Marley, speaking of reggae drummers.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. That guy was... I mean, I don't think he did anything, ever did anything that was like super spectacular, but the fact that he was able to... I mean, if you... A lot of that... When you think Bob Marley, what do you think of? Just that fucking groove and kind of like, yeah. And that's fucking Carlton Barrett down there. He is fucking holding that shit down, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That guy was like a goddamn fucking metronome. Jesus, man. Everything he played was solid. He was tight, and everything fit.
Yeah.
There was never a time when you're like, what is he doing? Why is he not? Never, not once. Well, maybe live, but I mean, yeah. God was a fucking...
And those dudes, man, like, if you look back at, like, some of their old video work, and it's just so... It makes you sick how natural it is.
Right.
It's like you almost think it's in their bones.
Right. It's funny because I was talking to Ty about Alan Holdsworth, seeing him play, watching him do his thing, and this guy is, jazz fusion at its best. And it quite literally looks like he's in his own world, thinking about God knows what. It's like he's playing all these... Did I leave the gas on? Did I leave the gas on in the house? No, I don't know. Maybe not. It's like he's not even... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm Alan Holdsworth. I'm doing something you'll never do ever.
Ever.
There's not a person alive that's ever going to do what I'm doing right now.
That's what he does.
Yeah, and I'm making it look so stupid simple.
It's almost like what do they call it? Not the fish out of water, but the fish. Fuck, I'm fucking it up.
That's all right.
So we got
number 8.
Number 8.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with, on my list, number 8. Damn, this is tough. It's a heavy list.
Yeah.
Abe Cunningham, Deftones.
Oh, Deftones, yeah.
And believe me, he used to be on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Of top 4 drummers, because that's the way I, coming up and being inspired by drummers, man. He used to be in the top 4, period. And not that... It's the same thing. It's hard to talk about drummers. So, okay, let me just cut past the bullshit then.
Yeah.
Abe Cunningham, there's no way that Deftones in this could have... It's hard because you can't say it about any of the band members because they're all badass. Abe Cunningham, one of the highest compliments and the way to describe him most was by Stephen Carpenter, one of the guitar players. He's like, when you hear Abe...
Well, he's the guitar player. I mean, I know...
Yeah, he's the...
What's his name? Dino plays... Dino. What's his name?
The newer guy?
Is there a newer guy?
The one that replaced Chi, but that's the bass player.
Yeah, that's
no, you're right. Yeah, it's only Stefan.
Yeah, well, then who's the singer?
Oh, Chino. Yeah,
Chino. He plays every
some
now and
rhythm
again.
guitar here and there. Yeah,
yeah.
But he said that Abe Cunningham, and this really describes sort of the feel behind Deftones. the way he plays is the way he talks. He's super hyper, and he's just very kind of like fills in spaces between spaces. And it's weird because he's not a big dude, but fuck, he can shred some drums. He's a heavy hitter. It's almost like I was inspired to try to. I used to tear through a lot of my rides, and I started. I'm sorry, crashes, and I started playing rides because I noticed that he was playing 20s and 22s. I'm like, those are fucking ride cymbals. Yeah. And when you see him like, and he did that kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. That I still, dude, it's ingrained in you know in my bones. If I play, it's just that, like that, you know, right foot, left foot, right hand, left hand, power, 1, 2, 3, 4, in fills. It's like if you're just talking about a straight beat, which is never happening with Abe, but that just power but never laying down some, even though they're technically sort of classified as new metal, never double bass drum driven, just super fucking hard rocking, very aware of his bandmates, very aware of the mood.
See, that's the most difficult thing.
I mean, think about Knife Party, dude.
Yeah. That's right. That's the most difficult thing about those types of bands that use.
It's beautiful.
Exactly. You've got to be able to do that kind of thing, but still fit.
Yeah,
because you got a lot of drummers that can play a lot of different wacky shit. That just like, dude, okay, that's cool, but can you be the cog that fits in the fucking mechanism?
When they came out with Saturday Night Wrist, I thought I lost my Deftones for a little bit because it took me a little while to understand Saturday Night Wrist, and I think that was their follow-up album after the self-entitled, which I think was their 4th album, Deftones, that had like Minerva and all that stuff. Right.
See, I'm not a huge Deftone fan because I can't stand Chino.
Yeah, well, that's a common complaint, but I just love my Deftones.
Yeah, I have this argument all the time with my wife. She's like, "Well, listen to the stuff you listen to. You mean to tell me you can't look past the singer? Like, sometimes I can. I just can't do it. You know, that's a tough admission.
That's understandable, but I feel like if you're at least to bridge you into Saturday Night Wrist, it was Abe Cunningham's drumming that did it because it was so fucking interesting and weird and just.
The Deftones as a band.
Because Chino kind of got boring a little bit, and you can tell that they were displaying a lot of their internal band drama a little bit with their lyric content and mood of the music.
Right.
But the only one that didn't seem to be affected through their music, and this is fucking dorky drummer talk that you sit at a bar, with your buddy that's not a drummer, and they'll be like, shut the fuck up, man. I'm trying to enjoy you're ruining my buzz. You're
ruining my buzz, man.
Right? But no, I'm serious, man. Abe Cunningham excelled beyond the other guys. He was focused while they were fighting. But that's the way it felt. But Abe seems to serve the songs well, and he's just got this hyperactive power that I love,
Yeah. All right, my number 8, and this is where I'm going to disappoint Kevin Moon. My number 8 is Danny Carey from Tool. And the reason why I put him so far down my list is because I do not like Maynard. I can't stand Maynard. If Tool would fire him...
Cock blocked by Maynard.
Yeah. If Tool would fire Maynard and get somebody else, I would be a huge Tool fan. Because what they do musically is amazing. Their polyrhythmic style meshing with... what they do is great. And polyrhythm starts with a drummer who can do that shit. It's almost impossible to play polyrhythmic without a drummer who can keep weird time signatures.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do 5/4. You got to be able to do fucking 11/22. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to do this weird shit. I know 11/22 is not real, but still.
It is now, my friend.
It is now, motherfuckers.
You just made it real.
Yeah. Can you guys find a 20-second note? I didn't think so. But
that's what I thought.
That's right. That's for only us enlightened motherfuckers. But he's an amazing musician. Mm-hmm. Like I said, all those guys, the whole rhythm section.
He's amazing. Into some weird shit too, like this.
I think he does. I think he does
Crowley.
Yeah.
He's psychedelic. Yeah,
he's a psychedelic kind of guy.
Real into it. Yeah.
But that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. Sorry, Moon. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm going to get a text here in a minute. Moon's like, oh, you suck. He sent me a text, and Moon said his number 1 was Danny Carey.
Well, to each their own. Oh.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, my gosh.
3%.
I can't believe this. You want to go to Applebee's later? We can split a half-price appetizer.
No, dude, we got to go Fridays with the all-you-can-eat appetizers.
There's still a Fridays out there?
Somewhere.
We'll find. We're gonna fucking find it.
God damn it.
We gotta split. We gotta split an appetizer.
All right, what's your number 7?
Number 7. Okay. Damn, my list is strong. It's hard, man. It's very hard.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for this.
Do it.
You know what? Just because I just barely have come to respect the guy, and really sit down and listen to his music, and it's not because his fucking front man killed himself. God rest your soul.
Yeah.
Matt Cameron.
Oh,
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, yeah.
And did some stuff with Pearl Jam, filled in as well.
Yep. Wasn't he the drummer for Velvet Revolver? Not Velvet Revolver. What was that one? Was it Velvet Revolver?
Yeah, he did some sit-in with Scott Weiland and stuff like that. But, I mean, mainly it's his bread and butter was Soundgarden.
Absolutely,
yeah. Man, he embodied, like, besides, you know... He embodied his body.
No, I got my hate mail from Kevin. I'm gonna go.
Dude, don't you love hate mail?
I'm gonna go pound on my Johnny O voodoo doll now. I believe that exists, by the way.
Nice.
Anyway, you were saying. I'm sorry.
I want to pound on the Johnny O voodoo doll. Matt Cameron, dude. It's kind of weird because you don't get a lot of people from the grunge era getting. I mean, besides, this is why Dave Grohl didn't get on my list,
right?
Because Dave Grohl's fucking Dave Grohl,
right?
I'm a huge fucking fan, but I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah,
I just don't. And
I like the Foo Fighters, which is not him on drums.
It's Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, I hate Nirvana, which is his own, because I can't stand Kurt Cobain.
I love Nirvana for the most part. There's some, it's not my. I love him for the most part.
Yeah.
But I respect, I can't say that Dave Grohl is so I'll get off Dave Grohl. So the person out of that era that I feel like embodied like the spirit of the drums and like sort of went tribal, not too tribal, still stayed technical the way they did coming out of the 80s
right.
into the 90s. And then, further past that was Matt Cameron. Super fucking driving rhythms, and that's a stock term.
I guess.
Out the ass. But total feel and total emotion, and it's like, and he was, in the same thing with him. It's like his recording team was very aware of making you can hear the fucking room. It was amazing. Yeah. It made him sound bombastic and different. And his off stuff, it's like dun da 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 da. Like cymbal nuances and things like that, and then just as like straight runs, like as far as fills go. I mean, you would have some jazz nerds that would be like, fuck him,
right?
He sucks, but that like, and just being able to push and pull your rhythms back and forth.
See, yeah,
and do it, and it sounds almost like in making an intelligent drum part. In the grunge era, where everybody thought it was, the fucking dorks thought. I don't know what.
Well, yeah, you do
they
get
thought
kind of
stupid.
Yeah, you do get kind of a lot of
because some of it's
negative,
goofy.
Yeah,
because they thought it was trash and all that shit. But these guys were still fucking put out real music.
Well, sure.
And Matt Cameron was a heavy gun, dude.
Yeah. What is this, number 7?
Yes.
So who were we talking about earlier? The Cosmic Trigger wrote, and
they wrote Space Truckin'.
Space Truckin', yeah.
I remember when they did that. I was there, and I remember I was on the couch in the studio, and Ty came in. And he's like, I was passing out. Totally passing out. And
he's like, I got this great song.
Ty came out of the booth, and he goes, "Hey man, I can't think of the next lyric. What should it be?" And I go, "Space Truckin'."
Yep.
And he goes, "That's it.
Yeah, fucking gold.
Rest is history."
Yep. My number 7 is Ian Pace from Deep Purple. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Like how I did that?
I see what you did there, sir.
I did, yeah. Yeah. By the way, for all you people who do not know, Space Truckin' was written by Deep Purple. It's a great fucking tune, man.
It's heavy, dude.
Yeah, dude, they were heavy before heavy was heavy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?